What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me. I'm Zach, as always. I got the Firewood 5 here that I'm going to test out, kind of demonstrate how it works. This is a Fantastic Vaporizer. This is one that just, from the word go, it worked well. For me at least, I didn't have any issues with it, and there's not a ton of vapes that I can say that about. The beautiful thing about this is made of wood, and it's made in the guy's making it in his garage, from what I hear. Which is awesome, because this vape accomplishes a lot, I feel like. There are minimal drawbacks to it, in my opinion. And I'm kind of picky about my vaporizers, so I guess as things progress, you'll learn my styles and my likes and my dislikes. And so let's get into it. This little piece here, it removes. You got your stem in there, and you've got where your 18650 battery goes in. I'm using the LG battery. It's got the 20 amp discharge or something. You can't do anything less than 20 amps, as said on his website. Put that back in. Got the Silver Haze from Tweedle Farms and my Santa Cruz shredder that we can try out. Getting right into it on a dislike, and kind of guess I'll bring things up as they come along. One of the big issues with this is that it takes a little bit of strength to get this ceramic chamber to come out where it holds the herb that you're vaporizing. And as you can see, put a little bit of effort into it. If thumb strength and finger strength is something that you are lacking in, this might not be a good vaporizer for you. The gaskets here are just tight. I mean, it has to be. You need a good seal around your chamber to create optimal vapor. So I understand why it is the way it is. It's just something to note. It's not something that easily is going to come out, which is good and bad. I find myself putting a bit of effort into it, which I don't mind, but some people might. Before I get this loaded up, right in here, kind of hard to see, I'm sorry about that. There's a piece that needs to be cleaned. It's a little tube that comes out. I'm not going to tear this down. There are plenty of people who have videos of tearing it down that you can look at what I'm looking at. I don't think that it can be fully put in ISO to clean. I've done it once and didn't feel like super great about it, but I think it's wood. And so that's potentially, I mean, that's something I didn't love about it. I ended up having to get a Q-tip and just cleaning it. Again, not a big deal. Someone might not find that an issue at all. It's just something I didn't love about, and something that should be cleaned fairly often as reclaim gets on there. There are people who don't clean it very much and still have success with it. I just like to keep things fairly clean. Chambers are kind of small. There's 5 of them. Pretty cool that way. They're a little small. They're definitely, depending on your grind, you could probably go through it in 2 to 3 draws, depending on temperature. It doesn't really, just depends on how you use it. I don't find it a drawback per se. I believe Troy at 420 Vape Zone had mentioned it would be cooler. It would be cool to have bigger bowls, which I think could. I understand why it works the way it works and how it is, but it would be cool to have something a little bigger, even though you do have 5 of them. I forgot my scooper from D3 Studios. They have a great little scoop that is awesome. I would suggest looking into one and getting one, because he makes awesome little gadgets for vaporizers. Just load this in here. I don't do a super tight pack. You have to keep it kind of low, as you see there. Just kind of have to tap it down just a little bit, because this will catch as it's sliding along. If there's too much, it'll catch it and pull it off, or pull it up to where the screen is. So that's something to look at. You definitely can't overfill this. Again, is it a drawback? Not really, it's not a big deal. This just can fully insert, and you go all the way to, there's a notch in the ceramic bowl. It'll probably hard to see, but it just slides all the way into there and you're set. Buttons here to fire. Heats up extremely quick. It's a stainless steel coil that has some ceramic on it, and the ceramic keeps the coil from glowing or making, basically the coil glowing can potentially be an issue. If you have a vaporizer with a small coil that glows, it's worth looking into why that's a problem. Again, it's at the user's discretion of whether they care or not, but you kind of owe it to yourself at least to look into it to see why it's a potential problem. As far as I know, this isn't a problem because of the ceramic and keeping the oxidizing at a minimum. So 3 clicks. Now put it in vibrate 3 times. That puts it at 350 for the temperature. There's 3 set temperatures. I personally like it at 350. I got this on trade and it came around for, what was it? I think about 390-ish, and it hit a little hard. So I keep it at 350. So let's take a draw. First draw here. I don't know how good the lighting is and how that caught the vapor, but it's good vapor. Again, this is something that just worked from the word go, and that's something that I really liked about it. It was kind of a no hassle. At 390, it actually, for the way I draw, it actually was a little much. So I had to go down to 350, but I mean, it was great vapor. There are some vaporizers that I've used, and because you can't see how much vapor you're getting in your draw, you're not using a water piece with it. I've exhaled sometimes thinking, I'm like, oh, this is going to be pretty decent, and there's nothing. That's definitely a personal problem. I'm sure that other people have had it, but it's frustrating when something doesn't work super well and you expect it to. So again, for what this is, and I believe this starts at around, I want to say it's around 240-ish. This is great. I mean, it's a great product. It works well. How long will the heater hold up for? I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really heard of longevity testing. It's a fairly new vaporizer, but it just works. That's the beauty of it. Everything's nice, the wood. Another drawback would be the temperature settings, and you do about, I think it's 5 clicks to get into the menu of that, and then you have to click some more, and then you have to click even more to figure out how to do plus and minus, and it all comes in the instructions, which I don't have on me, but it's there, and that can be a drawback. Again, I personally just leave it in the second mode. It's about 350 is what it says, and that's good enough for me. I get vapor with it, and it's great. We'll go for another draw. I hold down the button. It quickly vibrates, letting you know to inhale, and I kind of throttle it just a little bit. It's not a vaporizer that will just constantly heat. It is regulated, but I find that depending on your draw speed, that will affect, the vapor. If you draw a little faster, it's going to be a little cooler and not as much vapor, but let's give it a go. Yeah, not bad at all. Flavor's decent. It's nothing like, whoa, blow your socks off, but it's not bad either. It has kind of a hint of wood to it, as it should, being a wood vaporizer, and to me it tastes great. I'm trying to think of anything else that really catches my eye as good or bad or indifferent, and honestly at the end of the day it just works well. It's the beauty of it. Like I say, this is a vaporizer that I personally wanted to try, and once I had the opportunity to get it, I did, and I wasn't disappointed. I heard nothing but good things, and lo and behold, nothing but good things. A few gripes, but it's nothing big enough that would deter me. Again, maybe if my finger strength wasn't there and I had arthritis problems or things of that nature, it wouldn't be as good of a vaporizer to me at that point. But that is not the case, and I really enjoy this. It's a good on the go, fits in your pocket nicely, can't complain with that. The only downside would be with this sticking out, you would get some stuff built up in there, potentially like lint or something, but on the go it's great. It's a great conversation piece because, I mean, it just looks cool. People don't really know what it is. It's fun to explain it to them. Battery life's fantastic. I use it on the go pretty often, and it just keeps going. I mean, you click, I think it's one time, and it gives you the battery level. See if you can hear that. 5 vibrations, meaning it's a full battery. The instructions are great, gives you a real good walkabout of the vaporizer, lets you know how to use it. Again, there's small things here and there. Any vaporizer that doesn't have a temperature screen is gonna require some fiddling. You know, this doesn't have an up and down button for temperature, so again, it's the nature of the beast. I think it works well at 350 the way I draw. As I said, a longer, slow draw is going to give you a little bit thicker vapor, and a faster draw will kind of cool it down just a hair. But all in all, I think that the way I hit it and the way I use it, it works fantastic for me, and I would definitely suggest this vaporizer if you have a chance to use one. It's not a complete, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not a complete, well, it's not terribly expensive. That's what I'm getting at. It's something that you don't feel terrible about buying. It's not, a $400 unit. And to me, it works. I've bought plenty of vaporizers that just don't. And I've been disappointed, and I paid a lot of money. And that's the nature of the beast of, buying it before you use it. But this one gets my approval. I don't think that you would be completely unhappy with it. It's a very fun vaporizer to use, and I would suggest it. So thanks for checking out this small little review. I know it didn't go into a lot of detail, but I'm just kind of getting my feet wet and trying to figure it all out. So thanks for joining me. Like and subscribe if you like what you see, and I'll be back to do more.